Hi there folks, and welcome back to Airgun Reporter. My name is Paul Capello. At the 2010 SHOT Show, I had an opportunity to check out the entire new line of 2010 Evanix pre-charged pneumatic rifles, including the subject of today's episode, the Evanix Rainstorm. Shrouded pre-charged pneumatic air rifles have been all the rage for the last couple of years, and Evanix has jumped on the bandwagon, putting shrouds on several of their air rifles, including the Blizzard and the AR-6. The subject of today's episode is, of course, the Rainstorm. Let's go ahead and check out some of the features. Like the Evanix Blizzard, the Evanix Rainstorm is a 10-shot side lever repeater. This one is in .22 caliber. It's also available in .177 caliber. Now, if you've been a fan of the Evanix pre-charged pneumatic rifles like I've been for the last couple of years, you've seen this company evolve, but a couple things remain the same. The build quality is very nice. The metalwork and machine parts are just top notch. Also, you gotta love these Indonesian walnut stocks. Now, speaking of the stock, there has been an improvement over some of the earlier AR-6 stocks. As a matter of fact, I have one in the studio that has such fine, sharp checkering that it's beginning to wear off just after a few times of using it. It seems like what they've done here is almost stamped it in, and it seems a lot more durable, but still very good looking. Of course, it has the adjustable butt pad, just like all the rifles in the Evanix line. It has a hunter-style safety and a two-stage adjustable trigger. Let's go ahead and do some chronic testing. The first pellet is going to be Barracuda match pellets. Then we'll move on to JSB Monsters. This is a pellet I've been wanting to check out for quite a while. Let's go ahead and see what those numbers are. Okay, instead of chronic testing with the Barracuda match pellets, I thought I'd go on the extreme ends of the spectrum and use a lighter grain pellet, the 14.3 grain Crosman Premiers, to see if I can approach the advertised velocity with the Rainstorm. I'll go ahead and load those up. Like the clip on the Evanix Blizzard, the Rainstorm's clip is rugged. It's made from a solid piece of metal, has ball bearings on either side to keep it firmly in the breech, and it also has a black O-ring around the circumference, and what that does is grab between the head of the pellet and the skirt and keeps it from falling out. What I'm going to do here is just use a pen and tuck these in just to get them seated properly. The side lever action is nice and smooth, and over time it'll get even nicer. It's going to be a little bit different with heavier pellets. These are nice and light, so they're easy to feed, so you can expect with heavier pellets it's going to be a little bit harder to close that lever back. Okay, as expected, the Evanix Rainstorm sent those 14.3 grain Crosman Premier pellets downrange at over 1,000 feet per second. Looks like here our lowest number was 1,001 feet per second, our highest 1,063, our average 1,043 feet per second, extreme spread 62 feet per second, and a standard deviation of 23 feet per second. Now, based on 1,043 feet per second at 14.3 grains, our foot-pounds of energy, 28.8 foot-pounds of energy. That's with a 14.3 grain pellet. Okay, let's go ahead and send some JSB Monsters over the chrony and see what that does. All right, this is the first time I'm trying out these JSB Monster pellets. It seems appropriate to use them in a powerful pre-charged pneumatic air gun. Okay, well, here's the results from the JSB Monster pellets in the Evanix Rainstorm. Looks like we have a low number of 739 feet per second, a high of 839 feet per second, an average of 809 feet per second, an extreme spread of 99 feet per second, that's an interesting number there, and a standard deviation of 35. Now, based on the 25.4 grains on the pellet and an average of 809 feet per second, that gives us 30.7 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the JSB Monsters first in our accuracy test, then we'll move on to the Barracuda matches. Well, things are looking real good in the scope. Let me go retrieve that target and we'll see what we have. Well, folks, call me extremely impressed. The combination of the JSB Monster pellets and the Evanix Rainstorm produced an incredible 5-shot group. Look at the size of that. That's about 1/4 inch. I have to say, if you're interested in the Evanix Rainstorm, get yourself a whole bunch of these JSB Jumbo Exact Monsters. Let's go ahead and try the Barracuda Match pellets. Okay, before I go ahead and shoot a group with the Barracuda Match pellets, I want to show you how to decock the Evanix Rainstorm. Once it's cocked, take out the clip, hold on to the cocking lever, take it off safe, pull the trigger, and just ease that lever back closed. Also have to make sure that there's no pellet in the breech. If you're not sure, point it in a safe direction and fire it off. Okay, before we go ahead and retrieve that target downrange, I want to demonstrate a special feature that the Evanix Rainstorm has that prevents you from loading 2 pellets at the same time. Come over here and take a look. Okay, I'll go ahead and put this fully loaded clip in the breech, close the lever. I'll take this shot. Now when I cock it back, you'll see the clip index come around, load the pellet. Now if I were to pull it back once more, you see it does not index, it does not feed another pellet into the breech. This is a very good feature. Okay, not too shabby at all at 20 meters with the Barracuda Match pellets. Looks to be a little bit larger than 1/4 inch. Okay, well, the Evanix Rainstorm reportedly gets 40 shots per fill. I'm going to put a target down range and keep shooting at it until my point of impact falls. Let's see how many shots we get. Well, I'm sorry to report that the Evanix Rainstorm does not get the reported 40 shots per fill. It gets closer to 70. Check this out. This large hole here represents 50 shots. Below that represents the next 20 shots for a total of 70 shots per fill. Very, very high marks for accuracy and also for shots per fill. The Evanix Rainstorm does have a 2-stage adjustable trigger, but you'll have to remove the stock in order to access those Allen screws. It also has an adjustment for trigger blade position or length of pull. Let me go ahead and load up the clip, and then we'll get our average trigger pull weight. Make sure I'm pointed in a safe direction at my pellet trap here. All right, 3 pounds, 5.5 ounces. That's just about where you want to be with a hunting rifle. Let me go ahead and test how loud the Evanix Rainstorm is. Remember, this is not a scientific instrument. It's an off-the-shelf sound pressure level reader, but take the information for what it's worth. Let's go ahead and take a shot, and we'll find out the maximum loudness we can reach on that meter. Well, folks, it looks like 102.4 decibels was the maximum we can get on our sound meter. That puts it in the medium loudness category. It sounds a little bit louder inside the air lodge here because we're in a confined space. Outdoors, it does sound much quieter. What do I have to say about the Evanix Rainstorm? It's got very fine build quality, amazing accuracy, and 70 shots per fill in our test. I have to highly recommend the Evanix Rainstorm, especially with those JSB Monster pellets. Amazing accuracy. This is one fine pre-charged pneumatic air rifle coming to us from Evanix. Look for even more special things coming down the line from this company. For Airgun Reporter, my name is Paul Capello. Until next time, shoot safe and have fun. Please remember, folks, air guns are not toys. Even the smallest calibers can cause serious injury if not used properly. And you should never, under any circumstance, point an air gun at a person. Parents, if you teach your kids to shoot responsibly, they will have a lifetime of air gun enjoyment. My name is Paul Capello. Until next time, shoot safe and have fun.